respected us and taught us well.
Okay, now I want to hear that story again. I'm unplugged here. You people are seeing the wrong end of me. Did you get that on tape, baby? All right, Carol.
Miss Bostjanek was my sixth grade social studies teacher.
Okay.
She treated us respectfully, taught us well.
Uh-huh.
She was different.
Uh-huh. Okay. I had Mr. Reiser.
Oh, we
Yeah,
all have
buddy.
Mr. Reiser.
You like Mr. Reiser too?
Yeah.
Yeah, everybody liked Mr. Reiser.
We had the same birth.
He was an encourager. Mary, did you have Mr. Reiser? Was a great guy, wasn't he?
Jeez.
How many lives do you suppose he touched in a positive way?
I had Mr. Sloan.
Mr. what?
Mr. Sloan.
Oh, Mr. Sloan. Oh, his brother or
Father.
father?
Yeah.
Oh, someone said he could paddle could he paddle?
He
No.
had the Board of Education.
Board of Education. Uh-huh.
And it had a few holes drilled in it.
Yeah? How many were encouraged? Oh boy, did I get an encouragement from that thing. Woo-hoo-hoo. Yeah.
I was gonna say, you had one that had holes.
Yes, I did have one that had holes.
Mr. Reiser and I had the same birthday.
Did you? Did you?
Extra special.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh. Anybody else have someone that touched their heart? See, it's hard. You know what you really... I had a person... there are people in this church, when they call me, they're silent. They're silent. They don't share, and that's okay. But they've had experiences that they would like to deal with. I guess that up at Chapel on the Hill, they have a support group type group that meet, and they discuss their pain of the past and how they were hurt by people that shouldn't have hurt them. The abuse that goes on. We live in very, very, very trying times. don't we?
Anybody that's feeling that should join our Sunday school class because
Okay.
we do a lot of sharing in there.
And you know what? When you started, you know why you share? First of all, it's small group. You get a group of more than about 8 people and you don't share as much. You really don't. Sometimes you just need to talk, you know? And if anybody's interested, we could start some kind of a group here where we just share, or go to Sunday school, right? Go to Sunday school.
Yep.
I was just curious, you know. By the way, are you willing to stand in front of someone that's getting picked on and take the blow? Are you willing to take the blow for Jesus and get between the attacker and your Lord? He really doesn't need you to do that. You need to do that. You know what I'm saying? You're going to walk away from that thinking, yeah. Maybe it's someone in your community. Maybe God's speaking to you about stepping out and helping someone that gets picked on, gets ridiculed. Okay? But how important is it to be an A-OK person? Act of kindness person. What if we had a bumper? I'm an A-OK man. I'm an A-OK person. Maybe we need a t-shirt at Scrubgrass Stone Church that says some kind of positive, wonderful message. And some guy will come up and say, I love your t-shirt, huh? Like your bumper sticker. That's a bumper sticker. Anything that sends a message out. I'd be more than willing if one of you could come up with a beautiful logo of something. We tried this one other time. If somebody came up with something cool and good for the Lord, we could jump with it. We have a shirt, a hat, I don't know, a t-shirt, sweatshirt, I don't know. But, you know, somebody sees it, they might want to come to the church. Who knows? Okay. I have some scripture for you. Okay. And I have a couple things I'd like to read to you. You know, since that's back on, we're just going to forget that today. Okay? Now, you remember last week, 2 weeks ago, I didn't quite get finished what I wanted to. Chap Clark, who was a a teacher at Fuller Theological Seminary in California. Worked with youth, pastor, that kind of stuff at the college. And it's a good fundamental, good school. The school let him go to a high school, middle school, high school, and he was there for a year. And he talked to kids. And he compiled all his research, so to speak. But his research was what kids said. He let kids talk. Adults write books about kids, and they've never had one. People write books about kids because they want to sell that book. I'm not saying it's not right. But if you really want to hear about kids, isn't it better to hear from them? This man let kids write the book, and he wrote what they told him. And it was impactful. It's called Inside the World of Today's Teenagers. It was written 15 years ago at least. One boy, high school senior, said, "I could stare in the mirror for hours and find no connection between my thoughts and the face staring back at me. He seems more like a poorly casted actor whose eyes show the disdain for his role. And yet he smiles. He leads an exceptional life with above average grades and social skills." He goes on to say, "I just wish my real life were more like the person radiating from his smile. Other people seem like actors and actresses in this sick drama, almost unreal to me. I have to remind myself when I speak to them that it is the actor they see and not an image more fairly representative of my thoughts. I feel like a renegade separating myself from my intended role, and yet my misery seeks no company. I consider myself too humane," what a statement this is, "to invite stable minds into my thoughts, like enticing the healthy into a leprosy colony. I therefore suffer in silence, longing to be understood, but refusing to share such a nightmare with the unknowing. It is the lonely place I live in the mind of an unwilling actor." In other words, I don't want it, but that's just the way it is. Another boy wrote a poem. "Waking up and still being tired, trying to sleep and still being wired. All of the hectic time in between portrays the mind-boggling life of a teen. Being forced to make many decisions at school, wondering if our peers will consider us cool. Facing the pressures of continuous stress made of never-ending homework and responsible tests. Falling in love and feeling pure bliss, only to have your heart ripped apart and someone to miss. Knowing if your parents keep treating you this way, there's no way you'll make it through another day." And the last one I picked out, I have about 15 of these. "The courtyard is filled with teenagers. Fake smiles, fake friendships. They're everywhere. Freshmen, sophomores, juniors, seniors, jocks, preps, freaks, geeks. There's no exception to the rule. All desperately wanting to feel wanted, to feel needed, included, loved. Do you not realize this is pointless? That all the empty phrases, all the fake hugs and hellos are worthless. They will never satisfy their longing." You know what he found out in this book? After all his research and all his talking to kids of several ages, the one thing he realized about young people, they do not trust adults because adults have let them down. You know what I didn't realize about Big Brother, Big Sister programs? They're there because they don't have a significant mom or dad, okay? And they need a positive role model. And they have this wonderful guy and they have this wonderful relationship and it lasts for about who knows? And then the guy has to leave, or the woman has to leave. And you know what this means? That kid walks away thinking, another adult's left me. another adult has left me. Okay? I certainly don't want big brothers and big sisters to stop. But realize, if you're going to show up, stay there. Don't show up for a day, an hour or two. Show up and stay there as a Starfish person. Okay? As I said at the very beginning, isn't it all about heart stuff? Isn't it the heart that matters most? Isn't what we're talking about as a Christian, and all of this we've talked about a month, it's about the heart, isn't it? It's about the heart. Take care of your heart and take care of the hearts of others. Now I'm going to close, I'm going to play a song first if I ever get back to it. Okay?